Hey everyone, Pastor George here, and we are going to continue with our politics series. And something I wanted to talk about is I talked before about how to talk about politics, but I'm going to give you some more information because I think this is just a better way. And it doesn't just apply to politics. I think you can apply it to everything. You can apply it to apologetics, like talking to people about religion. You can apply it to politics. You can apply it to any contentious subject. And I think it's something that's important, and it's a biblical practice. Well, it's not a biblical practice in the sense that it's in the Bible, but I think the way we're supposed to carry ourselves as Christians, as presented by Paul, as presented by Jesus, right, being humble, is really important in these conversations because we have to remember that we're not here. We are here to help convince people that to follow the truth, right, and especially when it comes to Christianity, but also obviously, we should want people to follow the truth in all things. So, convincing people to follow the truth is a good thing, but it's the way we go about that, right? And I think it's really important that we do that in a way that is humble. And so, I think the best thing that I do whenever I have contentious discussions with people, especially if it seems like we're getting dirt roaded, right? If it seems like we're not making any progress and we're talking past each other, the thing you do is you stop the conversation, and whatever it is, you find your side and their side. Um, Obviously, right now that's politics. I'll use the most contentious part of our politics as an example. And for those who don't follow politics, or those who do, you might not want to admit this, but this is just 100% true, that the political world revolves around Donald Trump, right? So whether you love him or you hate him, he's the most contentious person in politics right now. And so what you do is, if you're talking about President Trump, you say three things. If you're a Trump supporter, you say three things you do not like about the president. It could be the way he carries himself, it could be policies that he's implemented, or something else, right? And it has to be actually substantial stuff. It can't be like, I don't like how he walks or something, right? It has to be substantial, so you actually show some distance between you and the president. And if you're against him, you have to point out three things you've liked that he's done. As much as people who hate him like to hate him, and people who want you to love him like to love him, not everything he's done is good. Not everything he's done is bad. We don't live in a world that's easily categorical in politics, right? And so what you do is you take three things that you don't like or three things that you do, and you say those out loud. So at least the other person, and you try and get them to say it too. And if they don't, then I think that the conversation's dead. You kind of have to just let it go and wait until they're in a place. You just call them an ideologue. Just be like, hey, I love you. You're an ideologue. You kind of need to be a little bit more open to exploring things. And once you do that, once you have like these 3 points, you can keep moving. So another good example of this is in Christianity, right? So you talk about religion. So like people who are very opposed to it, you get them to say three positive things that they like about Christianity, right? And you can say three things that you don't like. And it can't. I would say it's not doctrine, so you can't say things that you don't like in terms of doctrine. But the way the church has carried itself, the way Christians act, right? A negative experience you've had in the church, because what that does is it shows humility, right? Because it shows that you can be wrong, or the things that you like are wrong, but you still love them enough to actually try and get to the truth, right? If you can't say anything negative about something that you like, chances are that you kind of have just kind of absorbed it, and you're not really critically thinking about what you're talking about. So I call it the 3 points rule. I don't think it's been established anywhere, but I've established it, and I've used it a lot in political conversations. And I think that what it does is allow you to meet the person halfway. This is also really good to cut off people at the knees who really want to label you as something, right? So people want to label you as something that's bad, right? So let's say they want to call you a fascist or something. If you're actually able to meet them halfway on that topic, on your support or whatever of some policy, then you can actually show that you're not what they have been conjured up in their minds, right? No one wants to do this because it takes time and effort, and ultimately shows that you don't know everything. But I think that's our call as Christians. We have to be able to admit that we don't know everything, right? That's kind of the point. We're not God. We can't be right about everything all the time. And so that's really a big point. So I'll call it Pastor George's 3-point method. And that's how you have political conversations, because I know that people in the congregation are having them. And if I see you guys having them and I don't see you guys making any room, I'm going to make you do it. So you better start getting it in your head about what you like and don't like about certain things, or else I'm gonna force you to really think for yourselves. So excellent. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow to wrap it up with a question from the mailbag. And yeah, that'll lead us into the weekend for Sunday. So looking forward to it. You guys have a wonderful Thursday. Peace out.